I Am Number 4 follows John Smith, an alien from Lorien, has unique powers and is one of 9 children sent to Earth to escape the Mogadorians, who destroyed their home planet. Protected by his guardian Henri, John develops superpowers like strength and telekinesis. The Mogadorians aim to hunt down and kill the Loriens in sequence. John, known as Number 4, must navigate his powers and evade the Mogadorians' pursuit to survive. The film starts with a man and his guardian hiding in the forest. Out of nowhere, they are ambushed by unknown creatures. The young boy, known as Number 3, tries to escape, but is pursued by the monsters. Unfortunately, he is captured by the Mogadorian commander, who seizes his necklace and promptly eliminates him. Meanwhile, John Smith, also known as Number 4, is enjoying a thrilling jet ski ride. Later in the evening, he receives an invitation from an attractive woman to join her for a swim at the beach. While swimming, his leg starts glowing, prompting him to scream in pain. He experiences a vision of Number 3, who forewarns him of an imminent threat. Observers nearby witness John's odd behavior. The following day, Henri, his guardian, notices the injury on John's leg and understands that Number 3 has met a tragic fate. In response to the threat, he promptly escorts John away from a beachside bungalow, destroying all their photos before their departure. A small lizard is observed discreetly entering the vehicle. During the journey, John reveals that he and 8 other exceptional kids are extraterrestrial beings who fled from planet Lorien due to an invasion by the Mogadorians, or the Mogs. Henri has been assigned the task of protecting him. As the Mogadorians must eliminate the kids in a specific order, the scars on John's legs signify that Number 1, 2, and 3 have been slain. Henri provides John with a new identity and instructs him to keep a low profile. To ensure safety, they opt to relocate to an old house in Paradise, Ohio. In the new place, he comes across a poster featuring a football player named Bernie Kosar. Henri works on completely erasing John from social media to prevent tracking by the Mogadorians. Unexpectedly, they notice a peculiar sound outside the house, which turns out to be the lizard transforming into a dog. John decides to adopt him, giving him the name Bernie Kosar. Later that evening, Henri discreetly conceals a mysterious box within an upright clock without John's awareness. In the meantime, Number 6 reaches the bungalow but discovers no signs of John or any clues. Opting to burn it down, it becomes apparent that the girl is impervious to fire. The next day, John has a change of heart and expresses his desire to attend school. After assuring Henri that he'll maintain a low profile, he is provided with a phone and permitted to go. While awaiting his class schedule, he notices Sarah in the principal's office, having taken a secret photo of a teacher and shared it online. The administrative staff then instructs Sarah to escort John to his locker. Soon after, Mark and his group come up to John, offering introductions. While the bully departs, John witnesses him mistreat a nerdy boy, Sam, by slamming him into the lockers and tossing his skateboard aside. John decides to give the skateboard to Sam, forming a friendship with him. After classes, John witnesses Sam being bullied once more by Mark. Filled with anger, he seizes the football and hurls it back at one of Mark's friends with tremendous force, sending him flying. During this, he observes Sarah showing interest in him, clandestinely taking pictures from a distance. That evening, John stumbles upon a website where Sarah has stored numerous pictures, including an album dedicated to him. However, Henri intentionally removes all of John's pictures from the site to maintain his invisibility. Simultaneously, the Mogadorians find the charred bungalow and learn that Number 4 is still alive. During class, the following day, John's palms start emitting a brilliant beam of light known as lumen. Distressed, he rushes to the janitor's room in an attempt to suppress the light. Observing a similar glow in the standing clock, Henri grasps something crucial and promptly makes his way to the school. He successfully soothes him, clarifying that the glow signifies the emergence of John's legacies. Back home, Henri informs John that he will develop increased strength and speed, emphasizing the importance of learning to control these abilities. Intrigued by the newfound power, John clandestinely leaves his house to showcase his capabilities, with the dog discreetly watching him. Meanwhile, the Mogadorian commander acquires a cart loaded with turkey from the supermarket and offers it to enigmatic massive creatures. Unexpectedly, John encounters Sarah on the street and invites her for a walk. During their stroll, they notice Sam with his stepdad across the street. Sarah then invites John to dinner at her house, where he is introduced to her family. Sarah's parents mention her keen interest in photography and propose a visit to the night carnival in the city. Following dinner, they enter Sarah's room, where John finds Sarah's scrapbook, unveiling her dislike for being photographed. Unfortunately, Bernie unexpectedly appears outside, incessantly barking, prompting John to depart. Outside Sarah's house, Mark observes John as he leaves. The next day, Sam questions John about the classroom incident, and John explains that he used a flashlight, a dumb reason to escape boredom in class. As Sam cautions him to steer clear of Sarah, red paint, previously set up by Mark, explodes from their lockers. John's palms emit light once more as he defends Sam, but he successfully reins in his anger and departs. During bathroom cleanup, the nerd boy shares details about his missing father, revealing he was fixated on aliens. Sam alleges that his dad was abducted by extraterrestrials. Henri, having researched Sam's father, heads to an old factory where the experiments took place. At the location, he finds enigmatic symbols on a column and an unusual glowing rock, referred to as a locator, on the ground. He then brought it home to study the item. At the Spring Scream Festival, Sarah confesses that she and Mark were once a couple, and Mark intentionally exposed all her secrets to others when they parted ways. They decide to go on a haunted wagon ride through the woods, but as they enter the Hell's Gate room, Mark and his friends unexpectedly assault them. They begin to pummel John, while another friend abducts Sarah and delivers her to Mark. John, having no choice, unleashes his abilities with Sam covertly watching. He successfully saves Sarah and nearly breaks Max's arm. Walking Sarah home, he seizes the opportunity to share a kiss. John becomes aware of his increasing strength, demonstrated by effortlessly breaking a street light with his palm. After receiving a message from Sam about the strange events in the woods, John visits Sam's house and discloses his true extraterrestrial origins, validating his father's beliefs. John cautions Sam against revealing his secret, emphasizing the potential danger it poses. The following day, Mark's father, who happens to be the local sheriff, visits John's house and questions him about the alleged assault on his son. John denies any involvement, claiming he paid no attention as he was with Sarah. The sheriff departs and notices Henry's high-tech surveillance system. Henri commends John for adapting to his developing abilities. However, they have to leave as a video of John screaming in pain in the ocean goes viral, and Henri cannot erase the footage. However, John disobeys and refuses to leave, expressing his love for Sarah. This disagreement leads to a brief altercation between them. Meanwhile, Number 6 conducts research and discovers the viral video. Later that day, Henri is abducted, compelling John to go to a specific location to rescue his protector. Accompanied by Sam, John proceeds to the designated location. When they reach the spot, John instructs Sam to tail an individual while he discreetly enters the house. Inside, he stumbles upon numerous newspapers featuring missing persons and eventually locates Henri, who is bound. The true identities of the abductors are then unveiled as two conspiracy theorists dispatched by the Mogs. Abruptly, a Mogadorian breaches the door, launching an assault. Henri engages in combat with the alien while John and Sam make a swift exit. Unfortunately, Sam misplaces the car key, prompting John to employ his abilities to start the car. However, just as they are about to leave, the alien reappears and inflicts a fatal stab wound to Henry's chest. While making their getaway, Henri passes on the locator to John, disclosing that Sam's father had been utilizing the rock to trace the whereabouts of the remaining Lorien children. In his final moments, Henri instructs John to locate the other children, emphasizing that their collective powers can thwart the Mogadorians. The aliens reach the residence of the conspiracy theorists and employ a lethal device to eliminate them, having failed to apprehend John. In the meantime, the authorities discovered the conspiracist's body, and Mark's father warned Sarah about John. Sarah becomes suspicious and begins to question her boyfriend. During their journey, Sam discloses that he possesses another fragment of the rock, discovered by his father during alien investigations in Mexico. John visits Sarah's house to clarify matters and bid her farewell, while Sam unexpectedly locates Bernie, who assists him in locating the rock in his stash. Nonetheless, law enforcement arrives at the residence after Mark contacts the police, trapping John and Sarah on the roof. In an attempt to stand, Sarah loses her footing and plummets. Fortunately, John uses his telekinetic power to rescue her. He unveils his ability when compelled to elevate police cars with his telekinesis. Together, they evade the pursuing police and head to their school. In the meantime, the Mogs appear in a convoy of trucks and confront Mark along with his father. The commander coerces Mark into guiding him to John by issuing threats. Outdoors, Sam notifies John that the Mogs have encircled the school. As they strive to evade the situation, number 6, also known as Jane, arrives with her distinctive weapon and aids them in combating the aliens. A conflict erupts, and Jane effectively eradicates 2 aliens with her swiftness. Meanwhile, the Mogs release their airborne lizard creatures, and Bernie undergoes an unexpected transformation into a fearsome monster, alarming Sam. They eventually form an alliance, but the monstrous entity emerges, wreaking havoc within the school. Bernie, in his altered state, arrives and assists John in battling the monster. Following an intense struggle, Bernie triumphs over the flying lizard but seems fatally injured, reverting to his adorable dog form. Meanwhile, facing challenges, Jane requests John to replenish her with his lumen, and together they persist in combating the Mogs, eventually succeeding in eliminating them. John, Jane, and Sam head to the football field, where the commander and another creature await. Harnessing their combined abilities, Jane and John effortlessly dispatch the guards and nearly defeat the commander. However, the monster captures Jane, prompting John to aid her with the lumen. Number 4 ultimately succeeds in killing the commander, resulting in a massive explosion. Fortunately, Jane's fire-resistant ability ensures their survival. The following day, they assemble the Blue Rocks, successfully pinpointing the whereabouts of the remaining Lorien kids. Unexpectedly, Mark appears and delivers Henry's enigmatic box to John. Sam officially joins the team, and John shares a farewell kiss with Sarah. As the movie concludes, a wounded Bernie makes a sudden appearance, prompting John, Sam, and Jane to depart the city. And the movie ends here. Thank you for watching, and I highly recommend watching the entire movie as it is incredibly enjoyable. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel, so you can stay updated and receive notifications whenever we upload new videos.